The Granby Land Trust's Emery and Hart family preserves are spectacular additions to the Land Trust's Silver and Loomis Street corridor, providing access to the Crag Mountain Lookout, which offers 270-degree views of the surrounding countryside. Donated by two families who care deeply about Granby, Dave and Jenny Emery, and Will Hart Jr. and his sister, Sarah Kerniger. These properties are accessible from the Granby Land Trust's 151-acre Seth and Lucy Holcomb Preserve in North Granby. The Emery family and Hart family preserves add an additional 73 acres of environmentally important land to the more than 500 acres that already are protected by the Granby Land Trust in this area. The Granby Land Trust's Seth and Lucy Holcomb, Ann Pelka Silver Street, Hemingway, Loomis Pines, and Dismal Brook Preserves create a vast and important corridor for wildlife in North Granby and an amazing location for nature exploration. Access the Emery and Hart family preserves by parking at the entrance for Land Trust's Seth and Lucy Holcomb Preserve, located at 70 Silver Street. You'll see the trailhead parking area marked by Granby Land Trust signs. Begin your walk at the Seth and Lucy Holcomb Preserve trailhead kiosk and follow the orange trail for 0.4 miles. The trail takes you through a diverse forest, and you will notice a transition in the forest as you continue up the gradual increase in elevation. Pass the orange and blue trail intersection of the Seth and Lucy Holcomb Preserve, and continue straight on the orange trail. The forest will begin to get drier, with less understory, and soon you reach a junction to the yellow trail on your right, which leads through the Emery and Hart Preserves and the Crag Mountain Lookout. The yellow trail leading to the lookout is a 0.37-mile-long trail with gradual inclines for much of the way, leading to an elevation of just over 660 feet above sea level at the lookout. The preservation of the 29 acres of the Emery Family Preserve was made possible by the donation of the Granby Land Trust Vice President Dave Emery and his wife Jenny in December 2024. This donation ensured important protections to the land leading up to the Crag Mountain Lookout. The 44 acres of the Hart Family Preserve were donated to the Granby Land Trust in March of 2025 by Will Hart Jr. and his sister, Sarah Kerniger. These generous donations allowed for the extension of the Granby Land Trust's Ridgeline Trail and the opening of the incredible Crag Mountain Lookout for the enjoyment of all. The Emery and Hart Preserves Trail winds uphill through the forest dominated by oaks, hickories, and pines. There's mountain laurel and blueberry shrubs in the understory along with young white pines that are sprouting up among the rocky outcrops leading to the summit. The forest is lush and green even as the elevation increases and the soil becomes drier and rockier. The trail leads along the ridgeline toward the lookout, and in the morning, the light from the rising sun provides a beautiful orange glow as it filters into the forest. A bench honoring the Emery family, with an inscription indicating just how much this land means to them, is placed with wonderful views into the canopy of the forest. Sit quietly, and you may see yellow-bellied sapsuckers tending to their sap wells in the birches, beeches, and maple trees below. You may also see other wildlife that call this forest home. Passing moss-covered rocks with ferns along the way, you eventually make it to an opening in the canopy and to the first lookout. 2 Adirondack chairs and a swinging bench facilitate easy enjoyment of this lookout, with views spanning northeast to southeast. This lookout is a fantastic area to enjoy the sunrise, with views towards the foothills of southern Massachusetts. A few steps further along the trail will lead you into the Hart Family Preserve, into the western-facing lookout point. The western vantage point provides views of the western highlands of Connecticut into the Granby Land Trust's Mary Edwards Mountain property and Goddard Preserves. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better location to take in the sunset over the distant hills. A bench to commemorate William S. Hart, Will and Sarah's father, a longtime supporter of the Granby Land Trust, who cared very deeply about this place and his family's long history in Granby, is nicely placed to allow you to sit quietly and take in the sights and sounds of this beautiful preserve and the working farmlands and beautiful woodlands in the viewscape. If you're lucky, some birds may join you and perch and sing in the low shrubs nearby. This lookout point is covered in blueberry bushes and large rocks covered in moss and lichen. The Craig Mountain Ridgeline was identified as a primary conservation area in 2006 in a report conducted by the Farmington River Biodiversity Study. The Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection Agency has also identified important state and federally listed species in the Emery and Hart family preserves and in the surrounding 500 acres of protected land managed by the Granby Land Trust. This large tract of forest is vital to species which depend on intact forests to survive and raise their young. The Emery and Hart families, along with Seth and Lucy Holcomb, have ensured that this diverse corridor of forest will be protected and stewarded by the Granby Land Trust forever, added to the almost 3,400 acres of land already preserved by the Land Trust. We thank Will Hart Jr. and Sarah Kerniger and Dave and Jenny Emery for their vision and their continued investment in our community. Please remember when visiting any Granby Land Trust property to keep dogs on leash, stay on marked trails, and to carry out what you carry in, so that these natural areas can remain clean and wild. When you are enjoying the peaceful trail and spectacular views from the Crag Mountain Lookout, be sure to thank those who donated this land and made these views and the connection to nature they inspire possible. And we hope you will honor their remarkable generosity by joining the Granby Land Trust and helping us continue to protect and steward Granby's beautiful places. The Granby Land Trust honors and celebrates the life and legacy of Jenny Emery, whose energy, generosity, and dedication to our community will continue to inspire us all.